Good morning children. Today we are going to discuss about reproduction in plants. In today's class we will discuss modes of reproduction, vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation. What is the meaning of reproduction, Anna? The production of new individuals from their parents is known as reproduction. Just compare human with a plant. We do not have leaves or roots, and plants do not have heart or brain. But we are like in many ways. So what are they? Both plants and animals can make similar copies ourselves. So what we can call that is reproduction. So here, how many types of reproduction? So what are the modes of reproduction to produce new copies of individuals? Yes, here actually the plant's reproduction is very necessary for the survival and perpetuation of plant species. They can reproduce, or they can capable to propagate and multiply themselves by means of sexual and asexual reproduction. So what are the modes of reproduction? Sexual and asexual reproduction. Then come to once you recall what are the parts of a plant: root, stem and leaves and flower. So in these, the roots, stems and leaves are called vegetative part of a plant. And here the flower, what is the role of flower? Generally, how can we get the fruits? Yes, your answer correct. We get the fruits from a flower. What do you see in a fruit? Yes, seeds. That means when we sow the seeds, we will get new plants. Especially you can enjoy mango fruit. So that means in especially summer season. So after eating, you can discard the seeds. Again, these seeds germinate and form a new plant. So what do you understand from here? Flowers are known as the reproductive part of a plant. Just what is the classification of reproduction in plants? Nothing but asexual. Majorly the reproduction is of two types: asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. Then come to here, when we take the few microorganisms and some other multicellular organisms, they can produce new offspring through fission, budding, spore formation, fragmentation, regeneration. But then come to what is the method of asexual reproduction in a plant? Vegetative propagation. How many types of vegetative we have? Natural method of vegetative propagation, and one more is artificial method. Natural method of vegetative reproduction means, already you know what are the vegetative parts of a plant: root, stem, leaf. That means here we can produce new plants from a vegetative part. Artificial method of vegetative reproduction, here we can use some artificial method: cutting, layering, grafting, tissue culture to produce new plants. In this 7th class, you will learn only cutting method. What is the reproductive part of a plant for sexual reproduction? Yes, flower is the reproductive part of a plant through sexual reproduction. This is nothing but modes of reproduction in plants. Then come to, now we can recapitulate same thing through this video. Just watch the video. So all living organisms are capable and they can give birth to young ones which are either exactly same, somewhat similar to them. So what we can call that? Yes, your answer is correct. That is nothing but reproduction. The process is called reproduction. So this is a simple term. How can we define? This is a process in which living organisms give birth to an offspring which is same or similar. So to them, now here when we say living organism, it should include plants as well, right? Yes, of course. Now what we have seen, a new plant emerging from a seed when sown in the ground. Where does this seed come from it? Your answer is correct. It comes from a plant. But here that means flowers can become as a fruit. Then these flowers, fruit, seeds. So this is when few plants doesn't have these flowers and fruit seeds. How do they produce new plants? This is my question. So what is the method for the production of new plants? Already we discussed. Tell me what is the name of that? Reproduction in plants. Yes, they can also occur in two major ways. What are the two major ways? Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Here, what is the meaning of asexual reproduction and sexual? Here, sexual reproduction means, that means the fusion of gametes. Here, the gametes mainly fuse together and they can produce new individuals. So, this is nothing but sexual reproduction. Here, we can see both male and female parents and we can get the gametes from them and they can fuse and we will get the new plant. What about asexual reproduction? Here the gametes are absent. Doesn't involve any gametes. But it is a type in which some parts of the parent body will be capable of growing into new organism except gamete producing parts. So what are that parts? Already we discussed that. What is the name of that parts? Yes, already you know. That is nothing but here again depend upon the parts, they are again categorized into different types: vegetative propagation and fragmentation, budding and spore formation. So vegetative propagation is related to plants, fragmentation, budding, all this is nothing but related to the organisms. Then come to here, now we are going to learn about the vegetative propagation of a plant. So it is a type of asexual reproduction in which new plants are produced from root, stem, leaves and buds. So since reproduction is through the vegetative parts of the plant, it is known as vegetative propagation. Here, what is the first method for the explanation of vegetative? When we see rose, hibiscus, money plants, they can grow from stem cutting. We do not observe any, that means here seeds and flowers with seeds. How do they produce? Yes, your answer is correct. We can produce new plant through stem cutting process. Here stem cutting means we can get a portion of stem from the mother plant, a piece of a stem, a branch also we can term. Then after that when we sow that we can get a new plant. Then come to potato, onion and ginger. These are nothing but the stems of plants which can grow into new plants. But here then come to potato, actually it has some buds, what we can call them eyes. Here any part of potato bearing an eye can grow into a new plant. This is the specialty of the potato. So a bud and potato can grow into new plant. So here that means here the buds is nothing but you can get from the eyes. Then come to sweet potato, carrot, radish, turnip, dahlia, all these are the examples for the roots. Clear? Because they can store their food in their roots. Roots of these plants also can grow into new plants. Now we are going to do the activity, the growing of the new plants from the stem portion of a potato. Here take a root potato. Here the sweet potato is the example for the root. Take a sweet potato and full of take a glass full of water with half only. Then you can get new plant. Then one more, carrot. How to grow carrot plant from a root portion. Then carrot, bowl, knife and water. Just when you will cut the carrot very carefully and take a lot of precautions also. Then first what we have to take? Cut a method. What is the method for that? Cut off the top portion of the carrot and then take a bowl and keep that cut part in the bowl with the top portion upward. Then pour the water in the bowl so that half the carrot is dipped in water. Don't dip entire carrot. Keep the container in the sun as like a sweet potato. Then after, what do you observe? You can get a new leaves sprout from the top portion of the carrot. So what do you understand from this activity? Yes, we can grow new plants from the root part, root vegetative part. Then we are going to learn about the leaves. Bryophyllum is the best example for that. When we see the bryophyllum, the outer margin mainly have some notches. Along the margins, these have a bud. Actually, these buds mainly develop into new plants. When the leaf falls on the soil, these plants get separated and develop into independent plants. So this is the best example for the growing of new plants from a vegetative part. But few plants do not have any seeds, flowers and other. They can grow from a spores. Spores are found on the underside of a leaf. So as like mushroom and bread mold. What is the name of that? Ferns. In next class we can learn in detail. So in this class what we learned, growing of plant from a stem. What is the method? Stem cutting. Next, growing of a potato plant sprouting from an eye. So what we can call this? I just cut the small portion of eye. Then Keep that in soil or of water, then you can get new plants. One more, bryophyllum we read. Then come to here, one more, what we have to learn. One more new important, budding and fragmentation and spore formation. Before going to that, till now we learnt about the vegetative propagation using vegetative parts. What is the advantages? It is a rapid, cheap and easy method of reproduction for the multiplication of plants. We can get new plants in a very short period of time. And this is only, we can use only one parent. So genetically identical plants are produced by this method. Only we are using one parent. And one more thing, the new plants are exact copies of the parent plant as they are produced from a single parent. And we can produce disease-free plants also. And early flowering and fruit formation also we can get. Already, once you recall, what is the sexual reproduction? In plants, which part of a plant involves? Flowers. So here, what are the reproductive structures? Flowers and fruits. How many parents involved in sexual reproduction? 2 parents. We need 2 gametes. But here, only 1 parent. So what is the meaning of sexual reproduction? Fusion of male and female gametes produce the new. So where are these gametes found? Flowers. So flowers are the reproductive structures of a plant. We learnt all these through video. Now we are going to learn about mode of reproduction. We learnt about the tiny organisms like yeast and these are the microscopic organisms. Clear? So generally these grow and multiply every few hours if sufficient nutrients are made available to them. Just once you remember what is a yeast? Single-celled organism. Already you learnt in nutrition in animals also and plants. So let us see how they reproduce through this activity. Just dissolve a 10 gram of sugar in 100 ml water. Take 20 ml of this solution in a test tube. Add a pinch of yeast. You can get that yeast from the bakery also. After 1 or 2 hours, put a small drop of yeast culture from the test tube and a slide and cover it with a cover slip. Observe through a microscope. What do you observe? You may see the formation of new yeast cells. But how do you know is it a yeast or not? Yes, now read this one and observe the figure, then you can understand easily. Actually, these yeasts are nothing but mainly gives rise to a tiny outer growth. That outer growth gradually increases in size. Do you know what is the name of that? That is called as bud. These buds are gradually grows and get detached from the parent cell and form a new yeast cell. So these yeast cells grows, matures and produce new more yeast cells. So here you can see a long chain also, a long buds. So one bud arises from another bud, they can form a chain of buds. So in this process, continues a large number of yeast cells are produced in a short time. So what is the asexual method for the production of new cells in the reproduction process of yeast? Budding. Budding is the asexual method for the yeast. Then come to, already you know about the algae. You learnt in nutrition in plants. Algae is a green color pigment. That means it is involved in photosynthesis process. So how do they produce new offspring? Through asexual reproduction, fragmentation. It is also asexual reproduction. Actually, it can occur in multicellular organisms also. That means here, generally where we see the algae? In ponds. We can see green patches in ponds and stagnant water bodies. Already you know that is nothing but algae. They are in green color. They involved in photosynthesis. Actually, when they get sufficient amount of water and nutrients, immediately they can grow and multiply rapidly by fragmentation. Once they multiply, immediately they can break up into 2 or more fragments. These fragments or pieces grow into new individuals. This process continues. They cover a large area in a short period of time. Not only that, we can see fragmentation from other organisms also, starfish and lichens and fungi. So what is the example for algae? Here we can read Spirogyra. Then come to, here we can see other animals, the fragmentation process. When we take the airplane plant, lichen, amoeba, they are also mainly, they can broken into 2 or more pieces and each one grow into a new individual. The best example for that, lichens. Already you learned lichen is nothing but example for symbiotic relationship. It is the association of fungi and algae. So have you understand what is the asexual reproduction in algae? Yes, fragmentation. What is the meaning of fragmentation? After growing, if they get sufficient nutrients and water, they can break into 2 new fragments. These fragments develop as a individuals. So what is the example for algae? Spirogyra. Where do you see? In some other organisms, lichen and airplane plant. One more important, already you know very well about the fungus. You learned in nutrition animals. So here fungus mainly, where it can grow on a bread piece, mainly the fungi grow on a bread piece and they can form spores. So where it is located? In air. And one more thing here, generally when you observe the spores, generally how can it appears as like a cotton like mesh, and we can see as like a cotton like mesh on the bread. When spores are released, they keep floating in the air as they are very light. They can cover long distance also. When do we see the here fungus? That is nothing but example for rhizopus. Generally, what is the method asexual reproduction? Spore formation. This spore is mainly covered by a hard protective coat. This hard protective coat mainly can withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature, low humidity, and they can survive for long time also. So what is that? That is nothing but sporangia. Then they can survive under favorable, if they get favorable conditions, a spore germinates and develops into a new individual. So not only spore formation we can see some few plants also. Already we discussed previous, that means in this module in starting. So what is that plants regarding to the spore formation, vegetative propagation? That is nothing but ferns. So here these fern and mosses, actually these plants mainly reproduce by means of spores. So on the leaves you can see spores. Clear? These are actually flowerless plants. They can produce individuals through the spore formation. So this is nothing but spore producing plants. So what are the examples for spore producing plants, Nana? Ferns and mosses. So where is the fungi mainly survive? Actually it can survive with a low temperature and a high humidity. So when they get that means low temperature and high humidity, immediately these spores mainly comes out and they can germinate and develop into new individuals. So what are the asexual reproduction process? Budding, fragmentation, spore formation. So what are the plants also involved in spore formation? Ferns and mosses. So in today's class we learnt about all organisms multiply or reproduce their own kind. In plants, how many methods of reproduction we have? Asexual and sexual. What are they? That means there are several methods of asexual reproduction we have. In that, fragmentation, budding, spore formation and vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, in today's class what we learnt? Stem cutting and one more thing, potato, formation of a potato from an eye. And we can read not only that, ginger. These are also mainly produced through the stem method and roots and bryophyllum. Thank you dear. All of you go through worksheets and thank you.